Alright, so for today's video, it's going to be pretty long, so I'm just going to kind of just put a timestamp at the end so you can just see the list, but this entire video is just showing my reasoning, how I feel about weapons. They're kind of brief reasonings, but for the most part, I know this video is long, so if you don't want to hear everything, I can't timestamp. I don't have enough time to timestamp it all, unfortunately, but I will timestamp the end to where you can see the finished, or at least the last item that I put on the tier list, and you can see how it is. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my tier list of the weapons in Splatoon 3. Alright, welcome back to another tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed the last one. Today we're going to be going over the weapons, and this one should be updated as of chill season 2023. I'm seeing the new Snipe Rider in here, the new S-Blast, I'm seeing the End Parry, and this tier list is made by XP Official, or sorry, KP Official 26 over on X or Twitter or however you want to put it. And we're not going to be looking at the specials. We're just going to be looking at the weapons, and we're not going to be looking at the Grisco weapons. So give me 1 second here. Okay, so I reorganized everything here. So I put all the stuff that we're going to be showing all at the front. Well, I know it's the front page, or at the forefront. And we changed a little bit of the rankings. I believe the creator had S, A, B, C, D, but I'm going to keep it to the Splatoon ranking, which is X, S, A, B, C. But for C, we're going to narrow it down to just 4. For C is weapons I have not played. This just means if I haven't played at least 5 matches with these weapons, then they don't count at all. So we're just going to put them down here, and I won't really, because I don't really have an opinion on them. So I haven't, it's just some of those weapons I just have not played, and so because I'm not really interested in playing them, and I'll eventually get to them. So yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and go on to it. Before we get into it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel, and let me know down in the comment section below how you feel about my tier list. Again, I'll ask all that later, but watch it all the way through. We'll see, maybe you can, I don't know, we'll see. But we're going to be starting with the Sploosh-O-Matic. I'm pretty sure this is the Sploosh-O-Matic. This is the Splash. Yeah, this is Sploosh. Okay, now that I have it pulled up, the Sploosh-O-Matic comes with Curling Bomb and Stamp. So this is, I have used this weapon quite a lot. Definitely not the most, but I have used it, especially when it comes to Splatfest or Turf War or Splat Zones. I use this weapon a lot. So in looking at its kit, I think its kit is actually much better than it was at launch. So if I did this tier list at launch, this would probably be bottom tier, but Curling Bomb is nice, and Stamp actually feels a lot nicer, or a lot better I should say, than it did when the game released. So with Sploosh, when it comes to inking turf, I think it's really good. Other than that, it's not really good at really anything else. It can take out opponents. I think it can actually do a pretty good job in doing that part, but it's still not like, thinking about it, probably the strongest of all the short range except for maybe Splattershot Jr. But in terms of like just straight up painting weapons, it's far better. It's far better than the Aerospray. So it's good. It's decent at taking opponents out if you're playing it right. A lot of the maps don't really benefit it too much. Its damage output is pretty good. I'm going to put it at S. Again, this is, if it isn't made well enough known about how I feel, like that these are my opinions, and a lot of my opinions are casual based, it's exactly how my opinion is going to be. And we're even going to talk mostly just about the kits because a lot of the subversions. And so just up next, we'll go on to the Neo Sploosh-O-Matic. I think this is actually a much better version. It has Killer Whale and beacons. And the one thing that this gun is really good at doing is pushing enemy spawn, getting up close and personal, and helping your team with it. So getting that squid beacon to help your team super jump over there, puts it up there pretty, actually, that immediately bumps this down to A rank. Yeah, and puts Neo way up here. So moving on to Splattershot Jr. This was the weapon you started off with. This was, and the kit came with Splat Bomb and Big Bubbler. This was a fantastic support weapon, especially for tower control in my personal opinion. Splat Bomb is just such a satisfying bomb to use when you're good at it. So I'm gonna put this up here. We're gonna rearrange. I think this is overall not even in order. We're gonna rearrange. There's a lot of stuff here that I gotta go through pretty quickly. So Spider-Shot Jr., I think it's good. We're just gonna put it in S rank for now. It's pretty strong, so it might go in X, but let's look at the custom Spider-Shot Jr., which comes with Torpedo and Wave Breaker. I think this fulfills a completely different role, with Torpedo being a really good way to disposition, I should say, like somebody in a very good power position, and something that could really help your teammates. And it's more motivating. It's more motivating to push up close and personal when it comes to, especially its Wave Breaker. So it's more of a, it's not, I wouldn't say it's more of a support like Big Bubbler was, and Big Bubbler I think also kind of supports that aggressive style because of the weapon's short range, and Big Bubbler being a big point of defense for you and your team, and it can be also be a super jump for your team as well. So these kind of fulfill different roles, but they do excel in both of them. And I think custom Spider-Shot Jr. for me personally would be better than than Spider-Shot Jr. So we are going to kind of rank things, which kit I think is better and which kit I think is worse, by placing them behind each other or in front of each other. So if it's on the left of its other weapon, usually that means I think it's better. Wave Breaker I really like as a special. Placing it down with it just feels nice. And then using your Torpedo to kind of push people out of the way as well, and using kind of this, I think the synergy, especially with this kit, works a lot better. I don't know, just kind of how I feel about it personally. I think it involves more interesting ways to play it, I would say. But yeah, anyways, let's go on to next up is a Splash-O-Matic. I mean, this weapon has been in meta for years, or not even years, ever since the game launched. This thing has always been a meta thing. No matter how much they nerf it, it's always going to be good. We're going to put it in X rank. We can't even argue about that one. It's still just as good as it was. Crab Tank is more balanced than it was before. And Burst Bomb on top of that? Are you kidding me? Like, it's really good. So, and I do think the Neo Splash-O-Matic is a lot more fun, but I don't think it's as good. So we're gonna put it, but Triple Ink Strike, I'm gonna actually like think about this one for a second here. Triple Ink Strike is a lot of fun, but I've never been huge on Suction Bomb. I think a Suction Bomb is very useful, but I don't think Suction Bomb is my favorite. So I definitely think this kit's worse than the Splash-O-Matic, but I don't know if it's still X rank. We'll put it in front of the Sploosh for now, because I think X rank really needs to be reserved for what I think is really good. But anyways, let's move on to the Aerospray, which comes with Fizzy Bomb and Reef Slider. Now I would say, if Reef Slider wasn't on it, it would be an S tier. It would be up here, because Fizzy Bomb is one of the best subs in the game, and it's one of the most fun to use. I love that sub. And Aerospray, I also almost always have a lot of fun playing it, but I don't think its kit is, because it has Reef Slider, it's not that good, especially in comparison to its other one, which we will get to soon. So I think I'm going to put it in A, simply because it's a Fizzy Bomb, and I think its main weapon is just really good. It's not good at killing, not good at splatting people at all, but it's good at painting. So we'll just put that there for now. But with the gold, I'm definitely gonna put it in S rank. It comes with Sprinkler, unfortunately, but it does have Booyah Bomb, which I think is a much better special. And I think Sprinkler helps you get to your goal of Booyah Bomb a lot faster. I think Sprinkler actually has some synergy to this one because it's all paint based. And so Sprinkler, I think, really helps that. So much better kit personally, and I definitely think it's S rank for Aerospray. This is more like turf war based stuff though, and so I'm thinking, as well as in this list, I'm also thinking of, are they good at what they're designed for? And I think Aerospray's the RG is a lot better than the MG. So we'll just go ahead and do Hero Shot and Spider Shot together, and let's put him up there, man. It's not even much of a debate there. Trizuka is incredible. Suction Bomb as well to help with Trizuka. Its synergy is just that good. The main weapon is really good, especially now because of its accuracy buff that it got. You can move fast with it. A lot of the builds that you make with it are great, and its main weapon is just good. But a lot of people are going to hate me for this one, but I think Tenatech is so much better. Triple Ink Strike and Splat Bomb. You cannot go wrong with that. Triple Ink Strike is just so much more fun than Trizuka. Same thing with Splat Bomb. Being able to time a Splat Bomb perfectly, and it's even harder for people to get away from. It's just so much better. I personally think so. I think, of course, Triple Ink Strike is a bit easier to avoid, and it kind of just involves luck and chance where you throw it. You can strategically throw your stuff, but you don't really have full control on what happens. So I think Trizuka is better in that case, but the Splat Bomb is my favorite bomb in the game. And so this is kind of biased, but even then, I just have more fun using Triple Ink Strike. So 52 gal. A lot of shooters up here. 52 gal. I mean, its RNG is dog water, and sometimes it aims kind of awkwardly. But Killer Whale and Splash Wall, are you kidding me? Those things make this weapon work so much better than it's supposed to, especially because of Splash Wall. Splash Wall gives you that chance to have that RNG be bad. It gives you more time to engage somebody, especially when the RNG just decides not to work in your favor. So yeah, 52 gals, high power. Its kit, it's so good. I really wish we got another kit. But let's go ahead and move on to the NZAP. A lot of shooters here that we're gonna get to a lot of interesting little spots here. But NZAP, cooler. NZAP and cooler. They work too well together. I think Suction Bomb is great. And I'm just gonna do it. NZAP 89. Super Chump Special. Very fun. Auto Bomb is cheesy as hell, but it's so fun. And I'm even gonna go ahead and do this, baby. I'm gonna double down, triple down, maybe quadruple down. Maybe I'll even quintuple down or whatever and just do this entirely because I think it is the best shooter in the game. And I'm serious. I said that with the straightest face. If I had my face cam on, you would see this face cam. Super Chump is one of the most fun specials in the game, and Auto Bomb is hilarious. So, and the fact that this weapon aims so well and it's so consistent, its damage output is a little underwhelming, but its pain output very much makes up for that, and the way it shoots really fast. You actually still have to have some skill with this weapon in hitting shots consistently, but even then, it's just so fun to play. That was just kind of rapid fire. There's a lot of shooters here we still got to go through, and there's a lot of shooters here that I don't think are nearly as good as they could be, especially with Splattershot. I think both of these splatter shots are okay. I think Splattershot Pro's, I'm just more talking about the main weapon here. Splattershot Pro, its kit is awesome. I love Angle Shooter, and Angle Shooter and Crab Tank, of course, are very good. Its range output is awesome. No, it's not better than the Jet Squelcher's range output, but it's still pretty good. So I'll put it in S rank for sure. I think the Ford Splattershot Pros is definitely a lot better for that range play in a way. Like they both scream midline, backline play, but at the same time, one of them is more fun than the other, and I think that is to be the Forge. I think Suction Bomb is okay, but Booyah Bomb is just feels like much more of a powerful tool for a weapon like this. And Crab Tank is usually what I see as like a backline special. So seeing these along with the Splattershot Pro, this one definitely kind of tries to tell you to stay back more consistently. This one tells you to push up more frequently. So I don't know. I'm very split on these, but I personally think Forge is better than Vanilla Splattershot Pro. So Anyways, let's go on to the 96 gal, and I feel like I already know my opinion on this. 96 gal is S tier. 96 gal deco is definitely X rank, X tier, however you want to put it. I'll reorganize how I feel about the order of them for now. Obviously, the NZAP I put up there already, but Vac and Sprinkler just didn't work. I think Vac is a good special. I just don't feel like it's synergized well with Sprinkler and 96 cal. I felt like the main weapon and sub weapon just kind of held it back. But then they hit you with the 96 gal, which is one of the best because it gives you Splash Wall and Kraken. And Kraken is one of the most fun specials in the game. And it's even one of the better specials again. Like, Kraken is a very unique kind of special, especially from Splatoon. It's a reworked version of Kraken from Splatoon 1. And this is actually a reference to Splatoon 1 because the original kit from Splatoon 1 had 96 or had Splash Wall. The original 96 gal from Splatoon 1 had Splash Wall and Kraken. So, that being said, go ahead and move on. We got the Vanilla Jet Squelcher. This one has Angle Shooter and Vac, and I think this is one of the perfect examples of Angle Shooter that I've seen in a weapon, especially in a kit. And Ink Vac, I think, actually works really, really, really well for this weapon. So I'm going to put it in S rank, but I think I already know that I'm going to put it above all of these because I think it dominates in its role, especially of backline. It has good range. The Angle Shooter is a very good engagement start. And Ink Vac is very backline heavy, but also kind of it helps you push yourself with the teammates as well. It plays very well as a support weapon. Custom Jet Squelcher, I think personally is worse. But Inkstorm, like with Inkstorm and Toxic Mist, I don't think it works nearly as well. We'll put that in A tier. I just don't think it's that good. But yeah, Jet Squelcher, both of these, I think they're both good, but easily Vanilla Jet I think is so much better. So say what you will about that. That's just how I feel. Splattershot Nova up next. Comes with this vanilla version, comes with Point Sensor and Killer Whale. And for what it is, especially as a support weapon, it's more ink based in backline and barely really middle line. It's good for poking and that's it. It's good for getting assists as well, and that's it. So in its role, I think it excels, but even then, I think there's a lot of better options than there are. So for now, I'm just going to put it at the end of S. Of course, not in order yet. Not in complete order yet, I should say. But moving on to the Anarchy Splattershot Nova, I think this one is worse, personally. I think Inkjet is fun, and Inkjet is the only reason this kit is good. But it doesn't, I just feel like Ink Mine, and it just doesn't feel like it synergizes well. So honestly, because of, I don't think it does its role at all that well, even though it's like, I guess it's supposed to be like a defense thing, and I don't know, it just doesn't, the Anarchy Splattershot Nova doesn't feel nearly as good as the vanilla one, and for that reason, I think I'm gonna have to put it in the B tier. I think it's just not good. I don't know. Nozzle Nose, but yeah, that's just how I feel about him. But anyways, moving on over to the L3 Nozzle Nose and Nozzle Nose D. This one comes with Curling Bomb and Crab Tank. Personally, I can say I can have an opinion on the main weapon, because I have played the main weapon a lot, especially in Salmon Run. But even then, it just feels kind of underwhelming. So, and I think this kit is not nearly as good, for me personally, not nearly as good as the Nozzle Nose D. I think Stamp and Burst Bomb would work a lot better for this weapon. So I think for this one, at least multiplayer wise, I'm going to put it down here. And then L3 Nozzle Nose D, because of like Burst Bomb and Stamp, I think I can kind of imagine where I can put it. So I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, I'm gonna put it on at the end of A. These two I definitely haven't played, and I don't like them, so they're going to be down here anyways. Let's go ahead and go on to the squeezers. I don't have to say much on these at all. They're boring, they don't feel good, and I think both of their kits are just okay. So, yeah. Anyways, let's move on to squeezer. I mean, both of them. Seriously, both of them are X rank, maybe even like front of the line here almost. But Squeezer had Splash Wall and Trizuka, and Foil Squeezer has Autobomb and the new special Splatter Color Screen. So, for obvious reasons, I think Splatter Color Screen is in a very bad state right now. I think they need to fix it soon. Hopefully they do. But as its main weapon, and the synergy of the whole screen is incredible. I think it works out actually really well for this weapon. Same thing with how the regular Squeezer is with Splash Ball and Trizuka. Both of these just have really good synergy with both of their kits, and I think Nintendo really excelled on making the kits for these. I just really hope again the Splatter Color Screen gets fixed. So now let's go to Carbon Deco. I've played at least 5. And with Carbon Roller, I'm gonna put it A, but with Carbon Roller Deco, it's definitely S for me. With Burst Bomb and Trizuka on a Carbon Roller Deco is crazy. I think, and just knowing how fast it is, Burst Bomb and then swinging is such a good way to take someone out. It's actually not even that funny. It's very accurate how that works. Carbon Roller with, I think Zipcaster is still kind of underwhelming. It's fun, but underwhelming. And Autobomb, it's good cheese, but I don't think it works well with the Carbon Roller at all. I think anything else could have worked on the Carbon Roller. So that's really all I'll say. Moving on to the Splat Roller and the Crack-On Splat Roller. We're going to put this one kind of in the same tier. I don't know. This one definitely works better. But I'm going to put it in the S tier above everything else here. That kind of rhymed actually, but I think as a big bubbler weapon, it works a lot more than the Splattershot Jr. And then the Crack-On Splat Roller is a push-up beast. And I think these are about tied. I think they both do their role really well. Kraken and Squid Beacon, this is another reference to Splatoon 1's Crack-On Splat Roller. This one obviously supports a lot more aggressive play because of the Kraken and then the Beacon, so they expect you to go into spawns and put down your Beacon and then pop Kraken and just kind of go in. So these both, I think they're, in terms of how you want to play them, they both help you play the way you want to play with them. Like, they both help you play the way you should play with them, I should say. And I think they both just excel. I think they're just kind of tied because they both do a good job. So, yeah, moving on to Dynamo Rollers. For me personally, I'm putting them both up here. Super Chumps, again, most fun special with Splat Bomb. Dude, Gold Dynamo Roller feels awesome to play, especially with Super Chump and Splat Bomb. The regular Dynamo is cool. I think it's a lot better support weapon, more like, because of Cooler and Sprinkler. So the Sprinkler seems to really just be like oh, here's your boost to get the Cooler for your team. So that's kind of how I feel about those. They both feel really fun to play. The Dynamo Roller just in itself is a very fun weapon to play, and getting those one-shots with it are just really satisfying, and being able to help your timing with these is always just, again, such a satisfying weapon. On to the Flingser Roller. This one doesn't have a second kit yet, but it has Ink Mine and Missiles, and personally, I am an Ink Mine hater. So we're just going to put this one down here. I think Missiles work well on it, but even then, I don't know. There's so much other rollers I'd rather use, especially the Carbon Roller. So yeah, Big Swig, probably the most. So yeah, that's really all I feel. But moving straight on to Big Swig, I think Big Swig's main kit with Ink Vac and Splash Wall, is really fun. but I don't think it's nearly as good as the Big Swig Roller Express. I love it, that kit so much more. And I think Big Swig is good. I think it's very much like top A list, but for the most part, I absolutely prefer the Big Swig Roller over a lot of other things here in the S rank. So its kit is just more fun. Again, I'm a huge fan of line dart. One of my favorite videos I've made, especially the angle shooter challenge, I use this roller for. So yeah, and that'll be linked somewhere on the video. But all right, so kind of more of a rapid fire. We really do have to speed this up. But Swiffer, I'm gonna do it. I think it needs a better kit, but Swiffer, I'm definitely putting up an X rank. I think the sheer aggressive play that you can have with it just makes it feel so much more satisfying than most other chargers. And you're probably going to see what I'm going to do with chargers here in a second. But going on to the Splat charger, it has Burst Bomb and Ink Vac. I'm just going to put it here. Both of these, actually. I think I'm going to put both these here because I think they both excel at what they're supposed to do. I personally have not used any of the scopes, so we'll just go ahead and just get those out of the way. E-liter, definitely X rank. A lot of people say it's bad, and people who main E-liter say it's bad, but I'll be honest, E-liter is probably, I feel like, is the weapon I die the most to. So that's kind of how I say what I'll say about that. Bamboozler is awesome. GooTubers, I haven't really used them, to be honest, so I'm not really going to put them anywhere. Sniper, I've only used the main one, the 5H. So, and Cooler and Sprinkler are really nice. I definitely think they're really good competitively, more or less. So I'm going to put this in X rank, absolutely. It's probably going to be up here too with the list, but 5B, haven't used it yet. I really need to. Let's go to the Swasher. Swasher has Splat Bomb and Ink Strike. Because Splat Bomb and Ink Strike is just such a good thing, and I think Swasher is actually really strong now. So I'm going to definitely put it up here in the S rank with a lot of the other weapons. I think Swasher Deco isn't nearly as good. So I'm going to put it at like kind of the upper part of A rank because it's still good. I just don't think it's S rank good. So Tri-Slosher, I feel like I have to do both of these a favor and just put both of them up here. Tri-Slosher's main weapon is one of the best main weapons in the game. It's so easy to use. It's so easy to hit people with, and it's nearly a requirement to have on your team when you're playing ranked, especially the Cooler one. The Cooler one is just so much better, but I do think the vanilla Tri-Slosher is just more annoying than anything else. But Fizzy Bomb and Cooler on the Tri-Slosher Nouveau, really good. Going on to the Sloshing Machine, we got Fizzy Bomb and Booyah Bomb. I'm just gonna put it up here, and people already know it's such a good main weapon. And its second kit, the Sloshing Machine Neo, is also really good because it has point sensor and Trizuka. So I'm gonna put this up here. I feel like I'm gonna put it at the end because I think people still prefer the Fizzy Bomb Booyah Bomb version. But even though this weapon has caught a nerf, it's still incredible. So Blow Blobber, very cheesy. So for that, I mean, it's a lot of fun to play. So for that, I'm gonna put both of them. This one has Sprinkler and Inkstorm, so I feel like I'm gonna put this in A. I love a good cheese, but that one just isn't that good. I think the Slosher or the Blow Blobber Deco is just so much more fun, and it's so much more satisfying to use with the Line Dart and Kraken. So yeah, moving on to Explosher. It's fun, but I don't think it's nearly as viable as people think it is. So I think I'm going to put it A, because it's a lot of fun. It's just, I feel like if you tried to use it in ranked and you weren't like good at doing what it is, it's just, it's just, even then you would still kind of struggle. I don't know. It's a really good backline, great for poking. It's very annoying to go up against, but I just think a lot of these things are just so much better. Dreadringer, I got a bias towards it, but I'm going to be honest. Because of its kit with Suction Bomb and Reef Slider, I just don't think the kit works well at all. The main weapon is a lot of fun. I think it needs a bit of a range buff, or maybe even like a rate of fire buff. I'm not entirely sure what they could do, but the main weapon really isn't much of the issue anymore. It's more the kit. The Reef Slider and Suction Bomb just don't work for it. So for that case, I think I'm gonna let my bias kind of come in a little bit and put it kind of above Sploosh. No, I'm gonna do this. Put it right there in the middle of the pack with S. That's really all I'll say about it, unfortunately. I wish it was better. I just think it needs a better kit. This is one of those moments where I wish custom kits were a thing. But yeah, moving on, we're moving on to the Splatwings. We got the Mini Splatwing first and the Zinc Mini. I think the Mini Splatwing, these both kind of grant that different playstyle kind of kit, because this one has Vanilla Mini Splatwing has Burst Bomb and Stamp, and Zinc Mini has Toxic Mist and Big Bubbler. So this one's more defensive, kind of midline based. This one's just like, be as aggressive as you can. And for what they are, I think they're both really good, actually. I think a lot of these Splatwings are going to go up at least an S and X rank tier. I feel like I know what to do with the Splatwings because I'm a Splatwing main. At least I was too. But with Mini, I'm going to put up here an S rank. With Zinc Mini, I'm going to put an A. Going on over to the Heavy Splatwing, I think this kit is just not that good. So I'm actually going to put it B rank. And then I'm going to put Heavy Splatwing Deco easily in X rank. Or no, I feel like I'm going to put it very top of the line S rank. I absolutely will say. Hydra is the same thing. I feel like Hydra is going to go up there too. I think it's really good defensive weapon, but I think a Charger is still one of your better bets. I don't know. I feel like this one I might be in between here, but so far I'm just gonna put it up here with S rank. So Ballpoint, I think the Ballpoint Splatwing Vanilla is definitely up here, X rank. I think Nouveau brings a different playstyle to it, but personally one that I don't enjoy. So I think I'm just gonna put it in the A rank. I didn't have fun with the time I played with it at all. I don't think Ink Vac or Ink Mine. I think Ink Vac is fine, but Ink Mine, I hate it. I don't think it works well with anything really, except unless you're a Charger. That's really it. Going on over to the Nautilus 47. I mean, easily one of the best weapons in the game. It's just that good. Heavy Edit, I definitely don't think it's X, but it's definitely up there at top S. It's really good. I think it's full charge with the amount of shots that it hits. Incredibly fast is really nice. And yeah, so the Splatwings, I feel like I already kind of had an opinion on these. And I think they all work pretty well. I think there were some disappointing kits, especially with what you have what you have now. The Heavy Splatwing Deco, I'm pretty sure, is also a reference to Splatoon 1. Hydra is really good for defensive backline play. And Heavy Edit is good for that midline aggressive play. It plays so differently too. It's very unique, and I think it's a lot of fun. It's just, so far, I think the Ballpoint and Nautilus have just been way better. So that's kind of where I feel about that. And so we're moving on to the dualies now, and I feel like I'm gonna really make some people upset. I feel like a lot of people are really I feel like a lot of people are really split opinion on dualies. So I'm just gonna kind of put what I want. And first off, we got the Dapple's Dualies Nouveau with Torpedo and Reef Slider. Ugh, man, I wish the Dapple Dualies had something better. The Torpedo is great, but Reef Slider is still very underwhelming. So I'm going to put these in A rank. I'm going to definitely put the Dapple Dualies up here in the X rank. I think they're really good. Their range and spread on it is not that great, but the dodge roll and just how it feels in general feels really good, and its kit synergizes really well with Cooler and Squid Beacon, so it's another weapon that supports a very close range aggressive play, and it gives you a kit to help you be like that and support your team, and I honestly really like it. So moving on over to the Splat Dualies with Suction Bomb and Crab Tank, I'll be incredibly real with you. Definitely A tier. I think it's one of the weakest Crab Tank weapons, and again, I'm just not huge on Suction Bomb. I don't know. I feel like it's not. I don't think it's that fun to play. I don't know. It's good, but this is all going down to how I personally feel about it. It's just not that fun. I think the end parries are very polar opposite. Honestly, the end parry dualies, on parry, whatever, however you want to call them, definitely top S. But they're so much more fun than the regular vanilla Splat Dualies. So, moving on to the Gluga, we have Splash Wall and Booyah Bomb. And I wish that kit worked better with this. I think having Splash Wall works really well. But Booyah Bomb, I feel like, just doesn't really do too much for this weapon. Other than that, the main weapon feels a lot like a 52 gal, or I would say a 96 gal. It's like a 96 gal, but with 52 gal range, especially when you do the dodge roll part. The damage output is great, and the sheer satisfaction with it. There's a lot of accuracy with it as well. The RNG isn't as crazy as the 96 gal or the 52 gal. So I think it's definitely going to be S rank. I don't know where to put it though in S rank yet, but it's definitely up there. Onto the Dually Squatchers, we got the vanilla with Splat Bomb and Wave Breaker. I'll be honest, man. I love Wave and I love Splat, but it's bottom A for sure. I think custom Dually Squelchers are a lot better, but even then, the custom Dually Squelchers, I still think are just top A. Like, I don't know, man. The Dually Squelchers, unless I haven't figured out how to play them or anything, they just feel so underwhelming, especially when you have the other option, Jet Squelcher. So, fortunately, that's going to be there. Dapple Dualies, the Tetra Dualies. So the Tetra Dualies, we got Dark first with Auto Bomb and Reef Slider. I love Auto Bomb. I don't know if it works on the Dapple Dualies. I think this is definitely a very weak kit for it. So I'm going to put it bottom A as well. But I think Light Tetra Dualies is so much better. I'm going to put them bottom S for now, because Zipcaster is a lot of fun, and I think it really complements this weapon very well, to be honest, because the amount of dodge rolls you have with it. Its main weapon is the most unique, especially because with the Tetra Dualies, you get so much more time, so much more to do with 5 dodge rolls, and then there's like a crazy end lag, but you get 5 dodge rolls. That's a lot of dodge rolls, and having Zipcaster to help you get up close enough to hit people with your while you're dodge rolling and all that stuff is nice. But then they hit you with the freaking sprinkler. It doesn't need a sprinkler, Nintendo. It doesn't. That's why it's just kind of bottom S for me right now. We'll probably rearrange these. I mean, this is going to be, the umbrella section is going to be the most controversial, I feel. And honestly, I'm just going to rapid fire these. I'm going to just rip the band-aid off. I hate Brellas, I really do. A lot of these are going to be low ranking, but I'm going to try to be as fair as possible. Vanilla Splat Brella, B. The Sorella Brella is actually a pretty decent kit, but even then, Inkjet and Autobomb are great on it though. Tenebrella, people say it's a good weapon. but for this Tenebrella, not for me. Tennis-Umbrella is a lot more doable. I'll put it here. I'm gonna put this more here. Undercover Brella, probably the most fun Brellas I have played. But the vanilla, awful. And the undercover Sorella Brella with screen and torpedo is so much better. They just need to fix screen. So for now, I'll put it here with S, because it's the only Brella that has actually gotten a good kit, personally. Moving on to blasters, a lot of these I feel like actually have gotten a chance to play, but I'm just gonna say this right now, all of these blasters I have not played. I've only played them in Salmon Run, and that's it. And I think the only other blaster I haven't used is the Rapid Blaster Pro. So let's keep those out of the way. Luna Blaster, I definitely have not used this one yet. The Neo, I definitely should. I should give it a try for sure, but I haven't tried it yet. I have played the Luna Blaster, and that's just because it has Zip Caster and Splat Bomb, and I love that. I kind of love that combination, and then with the Luna Blaster as well, I think it works really well. But we're going to put it here at the S rank, kind of bottom S rank to be honest. Clash Blaster I think is such a cheesy weapon, but it's very good in that cheese, and I think both of them are going to go up here in S rank, top S rank. I think Clash Blaster Neo is a lot more fun, simply because of the super chumps. You guys probably already know that. I think Clash Blaster just in general might be better because of Splat Bomb and Trizooka. It has worked really well for that weapon, but I have the most fun playing Clash Blaster Neo, so we'll just keep it there. Rapid Blaster, we got Ink Mine and Triple Ink Strike. I think Ink Mine is one of the only weapons that Ink Mine actually works pretty well on, especially for Rainmaker. I think it kind of excels at that. And then Ink Strike, I don't know if it works really well for this weapon, so we're just gonna go ahead and just put it A. However, Rapid Blaster Deco, definitely S because of its Inkjet and Torpedo. I think one of the best terms of synergy here was the Rapid Blaster Deco. I think it works really well. Again, and it's just, there's a lot of broken record saying stuff here, but definitely a lot of fun with the Rapid Blaster Deco. A lot more than just the Rapid Blaster. So going on to Rapid Blaster Pro Deco. Now that I actually look at my Switch in my Splatoon, I actually didn't use this weapon yet. But looking at it with Angle Shooter and Killer Whale, I actually really like that kit, so I actually might go ahead and try it. So we're gonna put it on Have Not Played. But let's go ahead into the S-Blast. Oh boy. S-Blast 92 with Sprinkler and Reef Slider. The main weapon is fun. The kit is awful. If we didn't get the second kit, then this would be a higher tier, but the fact that we did get the S-Blast 91, I mean, X rank. If you are good with this weapon, you will show that you're good with this weapon. It's not up for debate. I mean, it's miles better than the S-Blast 92, and it's not even close. So it feels good. Its gimmick is really fun, and actually having a kit to use it with, actually it's a really nice weapon. Booyah Bomb and Burst Bomb. Sign me up, dude. I'm absolutely sure. Ink Brush. So we got Ink Brush with Killer Whale and Splat Bomb. Definitely S rank. Really good weapon. It kills my finger, but the kit is a lot of fun. So I love Killer Whale again. Splat Bomb, really good. And they both just both go well with it, if that makes any sense. I will say Ink Brush Nouveau I have not used yet, and that's because I really wasn't a huge fan of the kit, to be honest. Ink Mine and Stamp. I like Stamp, but I very much like the Ink Brush more. So Octo Brush, I think these both are very unique. Octo Brush Nouveau, I technically haven't used this one yet, but I feel like I know enough to even just know how this is going to play. It's a bit more midliney. It's a bit of a slower player style. But I think for just for safe calling, we're just gonna put it on have not played. But the Octo Brush, I want to put it up there with S rank because Zipcaster I think is one of the best specials for that weapon, and it works really well. I have the amount of fun I had using Octobrush, especially with Zipcaster, is pretty up there. I had a lot of fun using this weapon. Paintbrush, I used both of these paintbrushes I used very recently too. Paintbrush Nouveau, I'm gonna definitely put it up in like the top half of S rank for now. I think Tenon Missiles and Point Sensor work. It's just miles better than what I think Paintbrush offers, which is Curling Bomb and Wave Breaker. While Curling Bomb and Wave Breaker in their own right is good, I still think Nouveau is so much better, so we're just going to go ahead and put in A rank for now, and we'll, again, reorganize later. Going on over, and so now we're getting to the mostly new stuff, like the Splatoon 3 new stuff. Like, we're onto the stringers. First off, we got the Tri-Stringer, Toxic Mist, and Killer Whale. I think for what it's trying to do is X rank. I think the poke ability it has, and then Toxic Mist helping you hit your shots easier, and then getting that Killer Whale to combine with the Toxic Mist makes it just so good. Its range is really good too. Its charge up time is much like just a regular spot charger. It's pretty good. The Inkline Tri-Stringer, however, I think is more fun, but overall, I don't think it's nearly as good as Tri-Stringer. I think it has Super Chump, and it's really fun to play with Super Chump, but it has Sprinkler, and I feel like Sprinkler could have been so much better. I feel like something else could have worked on this instead of Sprinkler, because you have enough ink ability to get your special fast, and the Sprinkler just, I don't really think would marginally help the Tri-Stringer ink line get to that point of the Super Chumps. I feel like maybe Fizzy Bomb could have worked on it, maybe Auto Bomb, not entirely sure, and maybe even Ink Mine. I don't even know. I just don't think Sprinkler would have worked. So that's kind of where I'm putting it. I think it's still pretty fun, so I'm going to put it in S rank, but I just wish it didn't have Sprinkler. So let's go to Reflux. And first, I mean, this one's kind of a rapid fire too. We'll put Reflux here. Honestly, yeah, we'll put it bottom S, but Reflux Deco, it's fun, but it has Reef Slider. And Splash Wall is, I think Splash Wall is fine on it. Oh gosh, can't really say much else. Splatana Stamp, and now on to the Splatanas, which is the final section. That's the Splatana Stamper. I mean, seriously, I suck with this weapon. A lot of people say it's easy, but that's people that play the game, like, that probably have like 3,000 hours played on the game now. I only have like, what, 700? So, relax if you're one of them. Splatana Stamper is a very satisfying weapon. It's kit with Crab Tank it's kit with Burst Bomb, and Zipcaster makes it excel a lot, especially with what it's trying to do, and that is to one hit kill people, or one hit splat a lot of players efficiently, and make sure you can do some poking out of range as well. It's really good for midline and frontline as well, not even kidding. It's actually a pretty good weapon. I think Nouveau is good too, because of Crab Tank and Toxic Mist, but I don't think it's like X rank good. I definitely think it's top S good. I'll definitely put it up there with the End Parry Dualies for myself. But I mean, other than that, it's just it's definitely a different change of pace for Splatana Stamper. So I'll take it. The Neo Splatana Stamper, I should say, not the Nouveau, for some reason. But going on to Splatana Wiper, we have Torpedo and Stamp, and I'm just also gonna put that one up here. Definitely bottom X, I would say. But I think this one is a lot more fun to play because it's very aggressive. Using your torpedo and then pulling out the stamp immediately to get somebody to move around and kind of force that direction out of them is cool. And the whole kit just works well together, personally. That's how I feel. And going on to the final one, which is the Splatana Wiper Deco, I think I'm also gonna put this like very top S rank. It's kind of a boring weapon to play, but for what it is, again, going back to that, it does a really good job. It's the squid beacon and antenna missiles kind of bring that. It's just so interesting because you can get really up close and personal, and you can get some good kills with it. And then you put a beacon down, and then you can probably like super jump back. Because you got all that ink to where you can use your antenna missiles, so you super jump back to like a teammate or something, and then you use your antenna missiles, and you go back to that squid beacon, and you go with your antenna missiles to help them out in getting splats. So the combination that you have here is great. It's just a bit more boring because it's a lot more defensive in a way. So definitely gonna put this in S rank, and this is definitely vanilla Splatana Wiper is definitely X rank. So here's my tier list. Here's all the weapons that are in multiplayer. We're not talking about specials. We'll do a tier list on specials, and specials and subs, I should say. And we'll do something pretty interesting on that one. Obviously, I don't think a lot of kits are bad, but I do think some of them are just horrible, and there's a lot of weapons I have not used because I just honestly don't really desire to play any of them except for maybe the 3 blasters at the bottom. For some reason I'm not a huge fan of range blaster or just blaster. I'm more of a fan of its sub like parts, the variations that it has made, especially the S-Blast. S-Blast is a lot of fun. Everything else here, yeah, they're fun weapons to play, and that's really all I can say about it, and that's it. So here's my tier list. I'm sure a lot of you will not agree with me here. Again, this is all my opinion based. This is all casual based. I think I still have a good grasp of what I think is really good, though, and in terms of how the community feels as well. I think this is how I feel. So again, this is all my opinion. If you have a different opinion from my own, you can screenshot yours and send it to either my Discord, my Twitter, my Instagram, my Threads, wherever you want to put it. You can send me it there. Or if you want to somehow describe it in the comment section below, that's going to be a long ass comment. So I would recommend probably just doing this picture. I'll pin the link to this whole tier list down in the description below or in the pinned comment, and you guys can see that for yourself. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you all did enjoy. Make sure to leave a like if you did. Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. And again, down in the comment section below, how do you feel about my tier list? Do you think I'm completely wrong? I don't know. It's up to you. Thank you guys again. I love you all. Have an absolutely fantastic day.